How's everyone doing? I'm back here again for a new video, and in this video I've got a new update for you guys. I wanted to go ahead and get this video up because I haven't posted a video in a while. I mean, my last video was my first video back in months, and so I just wanted to go ahead and get this update for you guys. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to show off in this video, but I do have a good variety of stuff. I've got some books, I've got some DVDs, some Blu-rays, a couple of autographs, and a bookmark as well. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to show off in this update is the bookmark. And this bookmark is pretty special because if you guys watched my last video, I talked about a friend that started working where I work that I used to go to school with, and we have really reconnected. We become really good friends, because like I said, we weren't really close friends in school. We didn't really hang out a whole lot in school, but now that we work together, we hang out almost every day, every day after work. And, and we hang out as much as we can. We just hung out yesterday as well. And she has introduced me to a lot of different bands and different musicians that I never really got into as much growing up. A lot of them are from not the 90s, like grunge and stuff like that, because that was the music that was really popular when we were younger. I was born in 93, she was born in 94. So music, like grunge music was really, really popular back when we were young. And so a lot of musicians that she's into and that I'm into is from that era. Well, one musician that I never really listened to too much, I only heard a few songs by him, was Mark Lanegan. And Mark Lanegan was the lead vocalist of the grunge band Screaming Trees, and he also did some solo stuff. He even did some stuff with Kurt Cobain. And she was a big fan of him, and he had written a book that recently that was on his website, or on this website, and they had a deal where if you ordered the book, then you would get a signed bookmark. And I thought that would be really cool for her because she's, like I said, a big fan of him, and she really enjoys reading. So I thought this would be really cool for her, and so I ordered the book for her, and it did come with a signed bookmark. But one thing that was cool was that when we opened the book up, it came with a second bookmark, which I thought was really cool because it didn't say anything about it coming with two bookmarks. So I think this was a mistake. But yeah, there's the book right there, Sing Backwards and Weep. So yeah, that is really cool. But one thing that is kind of crazy is that just a few short weeks, I want to say it was less than a month after we got the book, and we got his two, we both got a bookmark. Mark Lanegan died, which we thought that was crazy. It was crazy of how that we both ended up with a bookmark because we weren't supposed to get one. I mean, we were only supposed to get one. We weren't supposed to get two. So it was kind of crazy of how we both ended up with a bookmark, since the book was only supposed to come with one, and it was kind of crazy that he passed away just less than a month. I want to say it was less than a month after we got the book. So that was really crazy. We kind of say that it was almost meant to be, like we were both supposed to have his autograph, and before he passed, and that's why we each ended up with a bookmark. So that was both. It's cool. It's sad that he passed away because he was a great musician, like I said. But it's kind of cool how we both ended up with a bookmark, even though she was only supposed to get one with her book. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to show it off in the video. Alright, so now the next autograph I got is from one of my all-time favorite drummers. Now, when I was a kid, my dad made me a video tape of all the best drummers in the world, like Alex Van Halen, Neil Peart, just all the greatest drummers. And at the beginning of that video, it had a clip of Guns N' Roses playing the song You Could Be Mine. And then after that, it had a clip of their drummer, Matt Sorum, doing his drum solo. My dad got the clips from the Guns N' Roses video, the Use Your Illusion home video that Guns N' Roses released back in '92, and he included that performance and Matt Sorum's drum solo. And when I saw that, I was absolutely blown away by not only the performance, because that was the first time I'd ever seen Guns N' Roses. You know, it was the first clip I ever saw of them, but also Matt Sorum's drum solo. And Matt Sorum has always been one of my favorite drummers ever since then. And he recently put out a book and a vinyl. And I'll go ahead and show the book off and the vinyl. Here they are. They're both called Double Talk and Jive. And what's cool about the book is I had pre-ordered it, and it came signed by, signed by Matt Sorum, which is very cool. So this is the first autograph that I ever got from anyone that had played in Guns N' Roses, which is really awesome. And the fact that it's him, one of my all-time favorite drummers. I don't know what type of music is on the vinyl. I didn't really look into it, but I thought this was really cool that, you know, you could order this, get his book and the vinyl, and have it signed. I just think it's really awesome that I now have a signed book from one of my all-time favorite drummers. Just really awesome. And he was my first favorite drummer, because he was the first drummer on that video my dad made. So he was the first one that was like, wow, you know, I was just, you know, he was my first favorite. So yeah, guys, really awesome that I have that. I'm really glad to have, you know, such a great drummer. He's also been in a lot of other bands like The Cult, and of course he was also in Velvet Revolver, which was the band that Slash and Duff McKagan played in after, you know, years after they left Guns N' Roses. So yeah, very, very cool that I have that. Now the next book I got is from another really great drummer, but he's also the lead singer and vocalist of one of the most popular, you know, just a huge band right now, and that is Dave Grohl. And this is his book, The Storyteller. And like I said, you know, one of the best drummers. He was the drummer for Nirvana, you know, which is my personal favorite grunge band. And of course, he's also the lead singer and guitarist for the Foo Fighters, which is another amazing band. And yeah, guys, I got this at Target, and really looking forward to eventually reading this and the Matt Sorum book. See, the thing about me is I really don't read a whole lot anymore. I used to read a lot more when I was younger, but at this point, I just don't have as much time. I'm actually in the middle of reading two books. I'm reading Neil Peart's book, Ghost Rider. And then I was reading another book, which I forget the name of, but it was like a horror book, and I was only reading that around Halloween. So I ended up, you know, starting to read that one. So now I'm in the middle of reading two books. And I haven't read in a good while, so it's going to be a while before I get to this one and Matt Sorum's book. I'll probably start with this one, but eventually I will read them. I just don't know when, because like I said, I'm already in the middle of reading two books. But yeah, really cool to have this, you know, and Dave Grohl, one of my favorite musicians. Now, the next thing I'm going to show off is actually a CD, and this is an album from a band that I never really got into until I started hanging out with my friend. Now, I am a fan of the lead vocalist's other band, Alice in Chains, and the guitar player in this band is the guitarist for the band Pearl Jam. But the band that I'm talking about is Mad Season, and this is the deluxe edition of their debut album Above, which also comes with a live CD and a DVD. But yeah, guys, this was one band that I just never really got into until I started hanging out with my friend. This is one of her favorite bands. She is a massive fan of Lane Staley, and she just, she loves Alice in Chains, which is of course the main band that he's known for, but she also loves Mad Season, and we've been listening to them a lot. Basically what we do is after work, we just sit in my car and just listen to music and just talk about stuff. And this was one band that she had introduced me to, and this is an amazing band. Yeah, and this is the like I said, this is the deluxe edition of their debut, of their only album. They never released anything, but it comes with the whole album, as well as a live CD of them playing at the Moore Theater, and the DVD comes with their performance at the Moore Theater, as well as bonus footage from that, and a bonus concert as well. So yeah, really, really nice. It also comes with a booklet that just got a ton of pictures. So yeah, really cool, and I'm really glad that she introduced me to this band and introduced me to, just all different types of bands, because even though, see, because me and her, you know, we both grew up in the grunge era. You know, I was born in 93, she was born in 94. So we both grew up back when grunge was still like the biggest type of music in the world. So, you know, we really loved that type of music. But the thing is that I never really branched out too much. I mostly stuck with like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains. So there are bands that I kind of missed out on, and Mad Season is one of them. Screaming Trees, I think, is another one. I never really got too much into them. The band that Mark Lanigan sang for, I never really listened to them as much until I started hanging out with her, and I'm really glad that I did. And that's one thing that's great about friends, is that they can always introduce you to new types of music, new experiences, and that's really what she did. She introduced me to Mad Season, and I'm really glad she did, because I really, really love this band, and I'm looking forward to listening to this entire album. We've mostly listened to the majority of the tracks just by sitting in my car, but I do want to listen to this in full, and I do want to check out the DVD of them playing at the Moore Theater. So yeah, really happy to sort of kind of discovered this band after so many years of not listening to them, and yeah, I'm just really glad. I thank her a lot for introducing me to them. All right, now I'm going to move on to the DVDs, and the first DVD is an MTV Unplugged performance of the lead singer of Mad Season's other band, Alice in Chains. This is Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged. Like I said, I knew Alice in Chains. You know, they're one of my favorite grunge bands, and this is just an amazing performance, and I wanted to own it. So yeah, Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged on DVD. Really happy to have this. Now the next DVD I actually got this from my Dollar Tree, because now Dollar Tree, you know, they're changing things up, and now you can get stuff that's not $1 anymore, you know, and they're trying to do stuff like bringing shirts and stuff, and stuff like that. Well, I think that they might be keeping their media section, because the last few times I've been in there, they've had DVDs and Blu-rays. So I'm really hoping that they will just keep that section. I hope that it's not, you know, they don't do that thing where they'll only have them for a short amount of time, and then they'll get rid of them. I really hope that they keep their movie section. But this was a movie that I've heard about for years, and I just never owned, and I finally went ahead and got it, and that is the movie Wicker Park from Josh Hartnett. I thought this looked interesting, so I went ahead and got it, like I said, from Dollar Tree. So happy to have that, and looking forward to checking it out. And the last DVD is one that I got yesterday from a local antique store, and that is Metallica, Some Kind of Monster. Metallica is one of my favorite metal bands, and I've always wanted to check this documentary out, so I'm glad that I finally did. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out soon. Now I'm going to move on to the Blu-rays. I don't have a whole lot to show off, but the first one I'm going to show off is a movie that was recommended to me by my friend. This movie was directed by Cameron Crowe, and it's basically kind of like based on him traveling around with the band Lynyrd Skynyrd, and that is Almost Famous. This is the bootleg cut. Yeah, guys, I've never saw this movie until yesterday, and I finally watched it, and I really, really loved it. I thought this was a really great movie. She actually recommended this to me because she came over one day and we watched the movie Singles, which was also directed by Cameron Crowe, and that movie is basically kind of like a love story that takes place during the grunge explosion of the 90s, which I knew that she would like, you know, we both like, because like I said, we both grew up with in that era of, you know, grunge, and you know, so to have a movie that took place during that time, you know, is really cool. And you know, I really liked Singles, and I really, really liked Almost Famous. I really, really did. I thought this was a great movie, and I'm really glad that I finally got it and I finally checked it out, because I really, really like this. Alright, now we're going to get into some horror, and the first one is a Blu-ray from Arrow Video, and this is a movie that I've wanted to see for a very long time, and that is Alice, Sweet Alice. Yeah, guys, have not seen this movie yet, but I am glad to finally get it on Blu-ray and finally check it out. And yeah, it's always good to add another Arrow video to the collection. So yeah, really looking forward to finally checking this one out. Now the next one is a horror movie that actually stars the Foo Fighters, and that is Studio 666. And from what I've heard, I think this movie is about the Foo Fighters going into like a mansion to record their next album, and it's haunted or something like that, I think. But it does have the entire cast. I think that this is one of the last things that Taylor Hawkins did before he passed away, the drummer for the Foo Fighters. That was something else that was crazy, you know, because my friend just lost a friend, you know, shortly before Taylor Hawkins passed away. And yeah, it was just kind of crazy how, you know, it's always crazy when any musician passes away that has been influential and has always been around our entire lives. Like Foo Fighters has been around our entire lives, you know, they started in 94. You know, I was born in 93, she was born in 94, so the Foo Fighters has been a band that's always been around. So when one of them passed, you know, that was crazy. So Taylor Hawkins passing, that was really sad. I mean, I remember the day it happened, kind of like the same how when Neil Peart passed away. You know, I remember the day it happened, I remember what I was doing, and it's really sad. But it is really cool that, you know, they did a horror movie, and it stars, like I said, it stars the Foo Fighters. So I'm really looking forward to finally checking this out at some point. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's a really cool premise, you know, to have a rock band, you know, at the actors and then putting them in a horror movie. I think that's really cool. And the last Blu-ray that I got, and this is another movie that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and that is Trick or Treats, and this is the Blu-ray from Code Red. Like I said, this is one movie that I've been wanting to see for a long time. You know, I love, you know, Halloween is my favorite holiday, so any movie that takes place on Halloween is one that I just have to see, and this is one that I've heard a lot of great things about, so really looking forward to checking this out. And the last thing I'm going to show off in this update is an autograph from one of the first young child actors that I really, really loved, and that is Alex Vincent. This is an autograph I got from him. Child's Play was the first horror movie I ever saw. I was about 6 years old when I saw it, and I absolutely loved that movie, and I always wanted to get an autograph from somebody from the movie, and he was the first one that I wanted to get, and so I'm really happy to have it. And I really love this you know, image right here of, you know, you got the young, you know, Alex right there on the chair, and you got Chucky, and he wrote to Cody, friends till the end, Alex, Vincent, Andy. Really awesome. Guys, I'm really looking forward to getting this framed and getting it up on my wall. I need to frame a lot of autographs that I have because I just have a lot of them. I might do a video at some point where I just show off all my movie-related autographs at some point. But yeah, guys, the fact that I have an autograph from the young star of the first horror movie I ever saw is awesome. So I'm really, really happy to have this. And yeah, guys, it's just awesome. So really, really cool. And like I said, I do plan on eventually doing a video where I just show off all of my movie related autographs at some point. I just don't really know when, but you know, I might do that at some point. But anyway, guys, thanks everybody for watching. Like I said, guys, in my last video, I'm not going to be posting as much as I was before. You know, I'm not going to get burnt out like I did. That's one thing about doing videos like this, is that you get burnt out by them a lot. Just doing them over and over again and doing kind of the same content sometimes, and then, you know, so I don't think I'm going to be posting videos like I used to. Plus, like I said in my last video, I am going through you know, emotional stuff, mental health stuff. So I don't really know when I'll be getting another video up. I might have one up before the end of the month, or I might have one up next month. I really don't know. At this point, I'm just gonna make videos whenever I feel like making them. Whenever I feel like posting them, I will But I wanted to go ahead and get this video up for you guys just to show you guys, everything that I've gotten so far. So anyway, guys, thanks everybody for watching. Let me know what you guys think about everything that I showed off in this video. Let me know what you guys think about the movies, and let me know what you guys think about, Alice in Chains or Mad Season, because like I said, I never really got into Mad Season a whole lot until recently, and I really love them. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know what your favorite grunge band is. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you guys want to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I'll leave those links down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.